Good morning, good evening, and good day. You're listening to Drama Buds, an anime podcast. So hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of Drama Buds. Before we begin, I would like to invite everyone to take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Repeat after me. Awards don't matter unless they validate my faves. One more time. Awards don't matter unless they validate my faves. And you know what time it is, guys. You know what season it is in K-Drama Twit. It's the worst time of the year to be on here because everyone's just filled with rage. But unfortunately, I have to make an episode on it. So yeah, today, as you can tell, I am predicting who I think will win in the Baeksang Arts Awards this year. At least in the K-drama category. Once again, the film world's not my world. So I no opinions on that. But the K-drama world, oh boy. Of all the dramas that are mentioned here, only 5 of them. There are only 5 of them that I haven't finished. Recruit, I've never heard of this drama. Reborn Rich, I dropped. Anna, I'm in episode 3. I was gonna try and finish it before I recorded this, but alas. Narco Saints, no, I'm not trying that. And Big Bet, well, the only thing I know about it is that Son Soku is very sexy. And, you know, the Philippines, yay. But those are the only shows that I haven't finished. Everything else, I finished all these dramas. And to avoid being redundant, let's just say rule of thumb, I'm not even gonna talk about the drama or the candidate, the nominee I want to win. If My Liberation Notes is nominated, I want My Liberation Notes to win. just in general, let's just get that out of the way. If it's not nominated, I actually don't care about those. Those are the specific categories that I don't care about. So whatever, I'll just pick whoever. I won't just be talking about who I want to win. I will predict who I think will win. Based on, I don't know, my feelings, what I think the Baeksang panel will prioritize this year. Last year, I got a pretty good record. I think I only got 3 winners wrong. So, not too bad. But I watched a lot more from last year's cycle than I did in this year's cycle. So, I don't know how that's gonna affect my chances. But there really aren't a lot nominated here. I also want to try and talk about some nominees that people expected or people said would be there but weren't. Trying not to be controversial here. I think some of these, you can tell which ones kind of blew up in the Twitter opinions world. But yeah, as I said, I haven't watched a lot of dramas in the past year. So I might not be able to add a lot of insight in that aspect. But yeah, let's begin. So let's start in, I guess, bottom. Starting from the bottom, sure. We have Best New Actor and Actress. I will do actors first. Our nominees are Kim Gon-woo from The Glory, Kim Min-ho from Recruit, which I haven't watched, Moon Sang-min from Under the Queen's Umbrella, Joo Jong-hyuk from Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and Hong Kyung from Weak Hero Class 1. So I know that everyone thought Park Ji-hoon of Weak Hero Class 1 would be here. But apparently, someone dug up the nomination criteria and you can't have more than 3 leading roles. And this was his 4th leading role, so that's why he wasn't considered a new actor anymore. I guess, sure that, yeah, the rule makes sense in general. So I will not question that. Because, yeah, if you look at Hong Kyung being nominated here, you think, him? And not Park Ji-hoon, the actual star of the show? But, okay, in Hong Kyung's defense, he's actually my bet for this category. One by one, Kim Gon-woo, The Glory, he was fine, but not really Best New Actor worthy. Kim Min-ho from Recruit, no opinion. I've never heard of this person. I've never heard of the show. I'm serious. Moon Sang-min from Under the Queen's Umbrella. Really? Really? Oh, drinking game. I'm proposing a drinking game or a counting game, whatever. Count how many times I say really in that tone. You know what I'm trying to say with that tone, right? Yeah, send me a tweet or a message like how many times will I say that throughout the span of this entire episode? Because I know I'm gonna be saying it for a lot of people, including Ju Jong Hyuk from Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Really? Really? Okay. No. Yeah, Hong Kyung is for me the easiest pick of them all. I mean, yeah, I barely need to explain this. He was good. He was good. Next category is Best New Actress. Our nominees are Kim Hyora from The Glory, Ro Yun So from Crash Course in Romance, Lee Kyung Song from My Liberation Notes, Ju Hyun Young from Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and Ha Yun Kyung from Attorney Woo. One by one, Kim Hyora in The Glory honestly has a really good chance. If she wins, I would be okay with it. Lee Kyung Song, Mama Yom from My Liberation Notes? Really? That's counted. That's counted. Really? Oh, okay. I mean, with what screen time also? But yeah, hey, the role was impactful, definitely. I'm sorry, but Joo Hyun Young and Ha Yun Kyung from Extraordinary Attorney Woo? Really? And once again, really? I don't think so. This is a weak category for me. Where are we getting these people? I'm so sorry, but really? I don't think so. My bet is Ro Yun So. Even if she were nominated for Our Blues, I would still want her to win. But it's between her and Kim Hyora for me. Okay, next categories, we have the supporting actor and actress. Starting with Best Supporting Actor, our nominees are Kang Ki-young from Extraordinary Attorney Woo, Kim Do-yeon from Reborn Rich, Kim Jun-han from Anna, Park Sung-hoon from The Glory, and Jo Woo-jin from Narco Saints. I'm not invested in this category. I mean, I haven't seen Narco Saints, so I can't say anything about Jo Woo-jin. I'm only in episode 2 of Anna, so I haven't seen Kim Jun-han yet. Park Sung-hoon, sure, I guess. Kim Do-yeon is the goofy uncle in Reborn Rich, right? That's him? Sure, I guess. I mean, my bet would be Kang Ki-young because he's the only one whose performance I've really watched and really enjoyed in that show. At least among these nominees. I don't know any other dudes who should have been nominated. This was a weak year for me watching wise. I'm not saying the dramas themselves were weak, but sure, Kang Ki-young. Yeah, okay, why not him? Next category, we have Best Supporting Actress. Our nominees are Kim Shin-rook from Reborn Rich, Yeom Ye-ran from The Glory, EL from My Liberation Notes, Im Ji-yeon from The Glory Again, and Jong Eun-chae from Anna. This is genuinely a tough one for me. It would be funny if Kim Shin-rook won because she's presenting it because she won for Hellbound last year. So it would be funny for her to present it to herself the way Oh Jung-se presented Best Supporting Actor to himself from When the Camellia Blooms to It's Okay to Not Be Okay. It's very iconic. I would love that for her, honestly. I am trying not to default to Yeom Ye-ran, who I just adore with all my heart. I mean, she is my number one ajuma of all time. She's all heart, you know? She added so much heart to that show. Her relationship with Dong-un, yeah, genuinely got me like smiling at times. And also the way she expressed, I don't know, grief about her husband, her abusive husband dying, like still depicting how despite his abuse, she still has conflicting feelings about, you know, someone that she married and lived with for so long dying. Like, it's not just an easy, yay, I'm so happy he died. Like, I felt genuine grief in her performance. Yeah, all Yeom Ye-ran knows how to do is to suffer. That's why it was fun to watch her in When the Camellia Blooms, because she wasn't suffering as much. But in general, Yeom Ye-ran has suffering down to a T. Of course, my Gi Jong-un, EL, I've been rooting for her all this time. I knew she deserved this nomination from the very beginning. I'm also trying hard not to default to her as well because I really love her. She is, once again, I keep saying this, she's Carly Rae Jepsen too much.mp3, you know? She's so much. Jung Eun-chae in Anna, I barely saw her. She only showed up in episode 2, so she barely has any screen time, so I can't really judge, but I enjoyed what little of her I have seen so far. I'm a little bit rooting for Im Ji-yeon in The Glory, because, yeah, her performance was fun. I mean, she was a fun villain to watch, really. Yeah, this is one of those categories where it could go to any of them happily for me. We move on to Best Actor and Best Actress. Okay, Best Actor is kind of whatever to me. I don't care so much. Our nominees are Son Suk-koo from My Liberation Notes, Lee Byung-hun from Our Blues, Lee Sung-min from Reborn Rich, Jung Kyung-ho from Crash Course in Romance, and Choi Min-sik from Big Bet. Everyone says the shoe-in is Lee Sung-min from Reborn Rich, which I respect. I always respect Lee Sung-min. So if people say he's our leading candidate, sure, I'll trust their opinion. But Lee Byung-hun though, I cannot believe, even with his, I guess, limited screen time in Our Blues, only 5 episodes focused on his characters' relationships, even with his, considerably little screen time, he still is on this list, and he honestly deserves to be on this list. It annoys me that he was great in Our Blues. He really was. Son Suk-koo, we made it this far. I can't believe you're here. I can't believe you made it. You're actually here. I'm very happy for him. Please attend the award show, actually. Please. Jung Kyung-ho, I'm also happy for him. I can't believe he's here. This is not a demeaning their performance, comment, but like, oh, I'm just genuinely surprised and genuinely happy for them. Choi Min-sik, well, everyone said he's the only character that's carrying Big Bet. He's the only character with substance. I haven't heard anything about that show, except, well, everyone I follow is obsessed with Son Suk-koo. So all I know is that he's sexy, he speaks English really hot, and, he eats adobo or something. And that's it. So I don't know. But yeah, everyone says it's just his show. It's a star vehicle for Choi Min-sik, so I don't know, but everyone says Lee Sung-min is the shoe-in here. So maybe the second choice winner, just in case Lee Sung-min wins the Daesang, I would say Byung-hun. Yeah, I might actually say Lee Byung-hun. Damn, again. Oh, okay. And we move on to the bloodiest category. Well, the second bloodiest category, but Best Actress is so bloody. Number 1 nominee, everyone stand up. It's Kim Ji-won from My Liberation Notes, Kim Hae-soo from Under the Queen's Umbrella, Park Eun-bin from Extraordinary Attorney Woo, Song Ye-kyo from The Glory, and Bae Suzy from Anna. Now, okay, people are gonna say, where's Kim Go-eun for Little Women? And I get it. I also thought she'd be here. But, well, she's not. And I can't believe I'm saying this, given that 2 of the actresses on this list, I usually, what's the term in English? Mainit mata ko sa kanila. I usually don't think very highly of them. But actually everyone on this list deserves to be here. That's probably the nicest I've been in a long time. But I've seen everyone's performance here. They pretty much deserve to be here. So I'm not gonna pick on someone and say, oh, one of these nominees doesn't belong on the list. One of these is not on the same level as the others. It should have been Kim Go-eun. Guys, let's not do that. The only one here who's not on the same level as everyone else is Kim Hae-soo, for being better than everyone else. Objectively, looking at her entire career, looking at how much emotion she can express with one eyebrow. No, the only one who's not on the same level as everyone else here is Kim Hae-soo. And honestly, if I were picking the winners here, I would pick her as my winner. This is my favorite Kim Hae-soo performance ever. Okay, and that's saying a lot because, of course, she was phenomenal in Signal. Of course, I enjoyed Hyena. She was an absolute hoot, charisma to the max. Juvenile Justice, I didn't enjoy the show as much, but her performance, I was terrified of her. I never, ever, ever want to meet her in real life, ever. That character terrifies me. But under the Queen's umbrella, as Queen Im Hwa-ryong, for me, that's her best performance. And it's a performance that she strived for. She struggled to achieve that level. And the effort shows. Okay, it was worth it. The effort was worth it. But that's if I could choose. If I could choose, see, I'm not even being biased to Kim Ji-won, who of course I want my girl to win. Like, I have to say this, but there's just this sense that there are just some actresses in particular that you think the industry will never take them seriously, right? You think like, oh, they're gonna constantly get lead roles and jobs that they're gonna do well in. They're gonna perform well because they're good actors, they're good actresses. And that role or that project will be received well by the public. It will do well in ratings, or a line or a scene will go viral. People will like this show. People will like this performance, this actress. They're decently popular, but they're not like at the top of the industry. And that's because like it seems like the industry will never really see them as an option. You know, the film girlies who go into dramas are the ones who get a lot of that praise, that critical acclaim. But there are a lot of actresses that you feel like, yeah, it just seems like the industry will never award them for anything. And you just, you start to tell yourself, or I started to tell myself, like, well, maybe they don't have those ambitions. Like, you can do well without winning awards, right? Like, sometimes it's just a job. Maybe they don't want all those Best Actress awards and all those nominations or whatever. And for the longest time, I thought Kim Ji-won was one of those actresses that the industry will never take seriously. But well, she was just waiting for her time. She was just waiting for her role. Because I think, genuinely, I adore her acting so much. I love her diction. I love her micro expressions. And I love her range. Because Kim Ji-won has range. Okay? She can deliver a lot of different roles really, really well while still playing to her strengths. So, yeah, like, I'm just happy for her. I'm just proud that she's here. I don't think she's gonna win. But I don't think anyone on this list should be booted off the list. Not even Suzy. You might think I would go after Suzy because I've had a history of going after Suzy over Startup. Yeah, obviously, Startup, I'll come after her. Dream High, I won't even come after her because of Dream High. She was 16 years old. I wouldn't come after a child. But I've seen some of Anna, like, yeah, she deserves her nom. She deserves it. And the thing is, like, Kim Ji-won becomes the easy target for, oh, one of these nominees doesn't deserve to be here. It should have been, someone else instead. Because, Suzy's fans are more reactive and they will come after you if you say that about her. And you think, like, Kim Ji-won's fans won't. Well, maybe they will. So don't let me catch you saying anything about Kim Ji-won, okay? She deserves to be on that list. She's a great actress and she absolutely bodied her role. And I'm very sorry for this tangent. But okay, the front runners, I guess, according to most people, are Park Eun-bin and Song Ye-kyo. Personally, I still want Eun-bin to win this. Personally, I still want her to win it. I think she was the best part of that show. I didn't like that show. Like, I can more confidently say this now. I really didn't like Attorney Woo. It really was not that good. But Eun-bin carried. Song Ye-kyo, although I'm glad that I can finally see that she's a decent actress after, I don't know, all her projects from the past decade have been very unimpressive to me. Yeah, good for her. I still think Eun-bin had a harder time delivering what her role required of her. And let me just offer some food for thought. I don't know if I'm making a point here, but I just want to give you something to think about with Best Actor and Best Actress. I have noticed a pattern, starting with maybe the winners from 5 years ago, from the past five award seasons. For Best Actor winners, it's almost always the stoic types that display a lot of micro expressions, right? The ability to show so much expression with so little, movement and screaming and volume and everything. But for Best Actress, it's almost always, I refer to them lovingly as the makjang ladies who are screaming and crying on the floor. I used to think that for Best Actress, 25-21, Kim Tae-ri in 25-21 was a pattern breaker, right? She broke the row of makjang ladies, starting with Misty, Sky Castle, World of the Married, Penthouse, like intense makjang ladies one after another. I thought 2521 was the pattern breaker, but then I realized like maybe the role is lighter, the role is younger, right? It's not a woman who is scorned, but the role still required a lot of like heightened emotion from her, playing a teenager. So in a way, right, that kind of intense emotional acting was still required of her. The only true pattern breaker in the past 5 years was in Best Actor for Kang Hanul in When the Camellia Blooms. Because like Wang Yongshik is definitely not a stoic. You know, he was displaying every emotion he possibly could. Although, to be honest, the stoic nominees from that year were not very impressive. So like looking back at it now, it seemed like he deserved that. He definitely deserved that. Anyway, why am I saying all of this? I'm not discrediting any of the winners by pointing this pattern out. You know, I'm not saying like, oh, you took a role that was like, what's the term? Baeksang pandering? You're pandering to the jury, the panel, and the types of roles that get awarded, right? Oh, you're taking a makjang lady because you want to be best actress, huh? I'm not saying that. I'm saying that these patterns kind of set a precedent. They set an expectation that only these types of roles are deserving of a win or even a nomination. Instead of really like looking at the quality of a performance and how they're able to deliver a role that may not be a makjang lady or a stoic man with lots of micro expressions. You know? Now there's this like added qualification of, is this even a role or a genre that's worth considering? Are these the winning types of roles? Instead of, why aren't we just awarding good performances, whether it's a very stoic, quiet woman or a very loud and brash and comedic actor? I don't know. I don't know if I'm making a point here, but I just want to point it out. There, that's it. I have a lot of opinions about Best Actress, as you could tell. I also have a lot of opinions about Best Screenplay, so let's do that later. Let's do Best Director first. Our nominees are Our Blues, My Liberation Notes, Little Women, Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and Anna. Let's take out Attorney Woo. I didn't think that was particularly impressive. I mean, there were nice shots. They used CG well, especially with the whales. But there was a sense of emptiness with it. I don't know. I would also eliminate Our Blues personally. I thought that was very average. Anna, based on what little I've watched, is very moody. I like it a lot. I don't know if it's a winner, but I liked it a lot so far, what I've seen of it. It's very art house film. It's very filmy to me. My Liberation Notes, yeah. It's a little unfair to talk about My Liberation Notes, but I really enjoyed the directing of that show. I enjoyed the cinematography. I enjoyed the use of music. I enjoyed how he conveyed tone really, really well and really faithfully. I think that was the drama that it was meant to be. But my winner is Little Women. It's Kim Hee-won's here. Actually, even in Vincenzo, I would say she deserved to win. But even more so for Little Women, it should be Kim Hee-won. I'm a bit firm on that stance personally. Now let's move on to Best Screenplay, which I think is even bloodier than Best Drama. Like Best Drama, Best Actress, and Best Screenplay are the bloodiest categories here. So for Best Screenplay, we have Kim Un-suk for The Glory, Moon Ji-won for Extraordinary Attorney Woo, Park Hae-young for My Liberation Notes, Jong Sok-young for Little Women, and the Hong sisters for Alchemy of Souls. First, let's talk about the nominees that I really thought were there. I was so scared. I'm so scared for this category because I thought like No Hee-kyung for Our Blues would be like the leading contender here. And she's not here, which I agree with. I agree with it. She shouldn't be here. I just thought she would be here because everyone praises No Hee-kyung rightfully as they do. But I have mentioned my issues with the omnibus thing that they did, right? Where aside from the fact that I know all of No Hee-kyung's tricks and tropes and traumas, it just felt like a very uneven experience. Some stories were good, some stories were like dragged out and cut up. But if I were to trust any K-drama writer to do an omnibus show and try to give all these characters as much depth and history as she possibly could, it would be No Hee-kyung. It's just, well, the experiment was experimental. It wasn't her best work. I personally didn't love it. Although there are some here that I would remove to put her in. I'll get to that later. I also thought Under the Queen's Umbrella would be here. I really love that drama. It's so well paced. It's makjang-ish, but not too makjang that it's ridiculous, right? That it's unbelievable. There were great lines, sure, if that's the main qualification, but there were also great characters. And just like a solid plot that was constantly moving forward. I don't know, I thought it deserved to be here. I would take 2 nominees out and put those 2 in. You know who I'm gonna take out? Well, first, I will not speak of Alchemy of Souls because I didn't watch it. So I feel like it's unfair. It's very unfair. What I did, read from people watching the show is that, one, let's respect fantasy world building. That's very, very difficult, and I respect what they've done with that. But what I heard was that part 1 was really dragged out and had a totally different tone from part 2, which was very rushed, right? It's a 20-10 episode split. So yeah, that was bound to happen. So that's what I've heard on the streets. Next I will remove is Little Women. Really? Like, best screenplay? Little Women? The show that made no sense? The show that absolutely went bonkers? I accept it for best drama because great cast, great directing. It was entertaining, yeah. But I feel like we should have higher standards when it comes to screenplay. I feel like we should care about whether or not a show is not even cohesive. Coherent. Coherent is the word. I thought Little Women made absolutely no sense. I couldn't find a theme really that tied everything together aside from like a few throwaway lines that were supposedly meaningful to the commentary of like how growing up poor affected their personality and their wits or whatever. No, none of that show made sense towards the end. No, out. Next, I would take out Extraordinary Attorney Woo because it is so average. The writing is so average, okay? The first half was refreshing, I'll give it that. And I felt like most of that was carried by just how charming Unbin was and how she did a great job with the material. A good, respectful job, I think. But if we really look at the plot, which was, episodic cases that were resolved very easily and maybe added a little to Attorney Woo's like character development, sure. And then we look at the characters who are all flat as hell, who were, forced into becoming an ensemble cast at around episode 10 onwards. Like suddenly they were supposed to have story arcs. Suddenly they were gonna have depth. But for the most part, they're very, very, very flat characters. And I didn't mind that for the longest time until the show decided that no, suddenly everyone matters, not just Attorney Woo. No. Really? No. And now we're left with The Glory and My Liberation Notes. Obviously, I'm picking My Liberation Notes to win. Are you kidding me? Is this even a question? Why are you asking me this? This is the only award that matters to me at this point. To give some credit to The Glory, it is cohesive. I'm impressed, when details come back from like episode 2 and it's back in episode 5. And the sound of Beroka dissolving in water actually reminds him of the spray of blood gushing out from the arteries or something. Because he's a murderous maniac. Like, little details like that, which honestly sometimes I think could have been helped by the directing, who knew when to lead the eye or the mind of the viewer back to certain details. when it was appropriate and not force feeding too many details at once. But once again, flat characters, flat as hell. Villains who are just villains. And I think that's the point, right? That we're not supposed to see depth in them. We're not supposed to secretly root for them. We want them to suffer the way they made Dongwon suffer. And so the only thing that matters really is satisfaction. Were you satisfied with her revenge? Because there's no depth behind it. You're not supposed to double think what you're seeing. And at the end, it just felt like it wasn't saying anything. It was just a drama that was a drama, a story that was just a story. It wasn't saying anything about revenge or really about bullying. It's just like, no, bullies should be punished. Which I'm not saying they shouldn't, but there's just no nuance to the conversation. Obviously, my winner is My Liberation Notes. If Emeline wins nothing but Best Screenplay, I will still be happy. Best Screenplay is the only thing that matters to me. That's it. Do I want to expound on this? Do I have to? I have so many episodes on My Liberation Notes that I honestly feel bad for anyone who still has to hear me talking about this show. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary, My Liberation Notes! Woo! Park Hae-young wrote everything here. She wrote everything that has ever crossed her mind ever. She created characters that were so real that they just felt like real people to me, who I have met, who I possibly have lived with for the past 22 years, maybe. Park Hae-young has literally changed lives with some of those dialogues and some of the things she portrayed. I have nothing more to say. It should be My Liberation Notes. And if it's not, I give up. I give up on K-dramas. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out of here. Podcast over. Never speaking again. I'm out. Do not take that seriously. Don't take that seriously. But also, I will not be feeling so good if it loses to like Little Women or something. It's really gonna kill me. You can laugh at me, but it's really gonna kill me inside, okay? And lastly, we have Best Drama. This is also pretty bloody. I really think like Screenplay is bloody because I specifically want someone to win. I want Park Hae-young to win. But Best Drama is bloody because, that's intense. Our nominees are My Liberation Notes, The Glory, Our Blues, Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and Little Women. Now, why isn't Reborn Rich here? The highest rated drama of the entire year? I don't know. I didn't finish it. And maybe I was right to do so. maybe I sensed something and that's why I didn't finish it. That's it. I also wanted Under the Queen's Umbrella to be here. Guys, it's such a good drama. I don't know. I haven't been that satisfied in a drama in so long. Under the Queen's Umbrella should be here. But I don't know who I would take out. So, okay. Okay, obviously, bias-wise, I want My Liberation Notes to win. Obviously. I don't want to explain that. Obviously. Any of these, they all have a chance. Our Blue still has a chance. That cast was really stellar. The Glory, for me, is my frontrunner. The one I would place my bet on is The Glory. I think it was more cohesive than Little Women and Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Yeah, Attorney Woo, as I said, the back half was atrocious and I hate it, actually. Little Women, the back half was also atrocious and was just full makjang. Entertaining, sure, but quality, not so much. The Glory is cohesive, more cohesive than the others, but honestly, I have to say this, it really never reached the highs that I thought it would reach. The way people were obsessed with this, I thought it would be God's gift to mankind, but it was okay. It was a solid 7.5 all throughout. That's the rating I gave it. 7.5. Yeah, it just never reached anything higher than that. At most, an 8. At its best moments, an 8. Yeah, that's it. So, I guess I'm betting on The Glory, but I'm not that happy about it. So, I'm just being realistic. If I could get everything I want, My Liberation Notes. would win best screenplay and best drama. So yeah, let's talk about possible Daesang candidates. I have reevaluated my theory on what I think wins Daesang. Because I used to think it's like we pick all the winners and then we choose the best of those winners in each category to be the Daesang winner. And then the second place for that category is bumped up to the winner of the category. But now I'm starting to think that it's just impact. The most popular show, the most popular actor, or at least in terms of actor, like who is the most senior, most respected by the industry. Like the last actor or actress that won this was Kim Ye-ja for The Light in Your Eyes. So a lot of respect onto her name. Yoo Jae-suk won this 2 years ago. Deserve. Yoo Jae-suk deserve. So for me, possible Daesang candidates are Attorney Woo for drama, The Glory for drama, and Lee Sung-min for actor. I think like he has reached, hasn't he already reached the level of, status, the status needed for that, or not yet? I'm not sure. So any one of those, I think, will probably be the nominees or the winner of that. But I'm not too invested. Unless suddenly my Liberation Notes win the Daesang. I'll take it. I'll be happy with that. So that's it for me today. Okay, based on my count, the ones with the most nominations are Extraordinary Attorney Woo and The Glory tied at 8, and My Liberation Notes at 7 noms. Woo! Let's go! Let's go, My Liberation Notes! It's weird, right? It's weird that there are so few shows on this list. That is something I've noticed. Like, it's just the same 5-6 dramas again and again and again in every category, which I don't know if that says something about last year's pickings, or is the drama scene just so saturated now that so few are able to rise up and really gain acclaim. Last year, I can't remember if there were any dramas nominated for anything that were really out of nowhere, unexpected. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe Inspector Koo, according to the nominations, is a little unexpected. Only Kim Ye-jun got nominated for that. Unfortunately, even though it deserved more than that. Or Going to the Blue House Like This was nominated for Best Screenplay. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, there were more of those like out of nowhere shows. But here, it's just the same dramas again and again and again. So, especially with Best New Actress. I'm sorry, I'm really side-eyeing the 2 nominees from Attorney Woo. I'm sorry, I gotta, really? Really? I don't think so. Were there not enough children in those shows about bullying or something? No kids there, no female kids there. You could nominate for Best Actress, for Best New Actress? Really? Okay, sure. And also, sorry, another interesting thing is that there are no nominees from any of the local channels. None from KBS, SBS, MBC, which is interesting. Like, even if SBS is consistently doing well in ratings, like they always have a double-digit drama throughout the year, I guess quality-wise, they're not catching up. That's sad. Well, I don't know. I don't know what that's saying for the state of the local channels nowadays. Other opinions, guys, Best Entertainment Program, Transit Love 2. Physical 100 was rigged anyway. Transit Love 2, you can't rig. Haeun chose Hyun-gyu and not Gyumid. Okay, that was like the nation was on the edge of their seats. Okay, it has to be Transit Love 2. I have an opinion on that too. I'm very excited to watch the Baeksangs on April 28th. Yeah? So, yeah, see you there. See you all on Twitter tweeting your angry opinions. I probably will on private or something. We keep these things to ourselves until we've calmed down enough to share our sugar-coated opinions. Once again, before we end today's session, repeat after me. Awards don't matter unless they validate my faves. And that's it for me today. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow, and tell me what you thought about today's episode. See you soon!